Hi everyone, this is Hattie and I am at my soldering bench and I'm going to be soldering an ear post onto one of my sterling silver orchid castings. So I make my original. It took me some time and I made it from copper, and to alleviate a lot of time, I made a mold of it and now I cast these in sterling silver. So now I want to make this into an earring. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to get all of my components. I have my sterling silver ear post. I have my silver orchid, and I have some solder. So for this, I'm going to use medium solder, and I just buy it by the wire and snip it up. And I'm going to add some flux. So first thing, I just use a little handy flux. You don't need a lot, just a little bit. And I'm going to put some flux on the back of my orchid. Flux is going to help the solder to flow and keep the metal clean so that it can flow and join my two components here. So I'm adding a little bit of flux to both the solder post and my casting. So you can use third hand tweezers for this, but I find that for this it goes faster if I just hold them in cross-locking tweezers. Okay, so I have that set. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-flow some of the solder onto the back of my orchid. So to do this, I'm just using oxygen and propane and my torch here. So let me get that set. So you can use a butane for something light like this, but you really do, if you're going to get into solder and you want to use a little hotter fuels. Okay, so now I'm ready. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up this solder and place it onto my orchid. So I'm going to melt it first. I'm just going to do one piece here. It should do it. Okay, so it balls up. And now I'm going to heat my orchid. And I'm going to place the solder onto the back of it. There we go. So it just flowed enough. It's stuck onto the orchid. And now I'm ready to solder my ear post on. So because this is so thin and this is heavier, if I were to just place the post on the back and heat it, I risk melting the finer mass metal, which is the ear post. So what I'm going to do is place my heat on the heavier piece, which is the orchid, and I'm going to position my ear post and get it ready. So it's hot, it's in the vicinity. And then right when I see that solder flow, I'm going to tap down and just blow. Oops, there we go. Let it cool. And then I have my post. So from there, I'll just quench in water and then place it in a pickle solution to remove any fire scale off the back. And that is how I solder my ear posts.